Why don't we get started? Hello, everybody. It is me, James Kuo. This is my drawing stream. I've been away on summer break working on various projects, but I have a birthday today, and I was hoping to have a way to hang out with some of my Twitch and Discord friends. And this would be a way for people to casually drop in and say, hey, I'm going to be here for about 2 hours. I think I am going to have a hard out around 7:30 because I'm going to be making dinner and having cake and kind of like celebrating with Hen of the Woods Mushroom. And so I'm looking forward to that. But I do want to spend this time with you guys drawing. So here we go. I have my 9x12 Bristol board like always. And I think today's subject, if you saw in the intro screen, let's take a look at that again. Yeah, up there you can see Ranni the Witch on the left and Blaidd on the right. It's spelled like Blade with two D's, but when she says it, it sounds more like a th sound, so I'm going to say Blaidd. So she's kind of like a witch, and she's blue. I think the stream's going to be mostly drawing focused, so a lot of inking, maybe some cross-hatching, although that does take time. We'll see. So I would like to at least get one color on there. So we might get to a coloring section at the end if we're still on. And then Blaidd is like a kind of half wolf person who's also a knight and has cool armor and has like a cool sword. So I think that's very in line with the interests of the viewers. So I feel like that's enough of a intro. Why don't we go over to the drawing board? And thanks for stopping by. Here we go. And we're back. Wow, this feels great. Definitely been... When did I take off? Maybe June or July? So it's possible I might be a little rusty with my stream chat, but let's just start drawing and see how it goes. Put these on. Let's see. Since I'm trying to work in like two figures, is that even visible? Let me just drop my brightness a little bit because my graphite is kind of disappearing into that. Let me just tone that down a little bit. Okay, you can see that. I could also press a little harder. Maybe adjust position so there's less glare. Great. Okay. So, like a white sheet of paper is a little scary, so I just like to start sketching immediately and sort of, I guess, when I was an undergraduate, I think like our teachers would call it kind of like claiming the surface. Like in that case, it probably would have been a canvas, but I feel like I haven't painted on canvas in about 20 years, probably since I graduated. Let's see. Right now, I'm just like sort of sketching out my first idea. It might stay like this, it might not, but right now everything's kind of pretty loose, using like this really wide lead holder. This is 2mm. Which I like because I can just sort of like glide around this page, and it also erases really easily. So let's see. I feel like there's like multiple challenges to kind of nudging this towards being a successful drawing. Both that there's like two figures in the time that I usually just draw one, and also it's like a shortened time because often I'll do 5 to 8, but today we're doing like 5:30 to 7:30 in the interests of off-stream celebrations. But I think a challenge is going to be getting all these different like materials to look convincing. Because like even with just Blaidd, you've got like wolf fur, you've got his cloak, you'll have like shiny armor that I have to get on here. Man, let me just adjust this lamp. That's really blown out. Okay. That looks a little better. And then like all these different sort of surfaces. And then I think like with Ranni, there's like even more textures. There's like her hat. It looks really kind of like lacy and like almost mushroom-like. So I'm gonna try to get that. And then I guess the tough part with her is she has like drawing one hand is hard enough, but Ranni has 4. I'm going to try to like get those in some position that makes sense. And I think part of like what we end up deciding to do with that, or I'm saying we, because I am open to input here. Kind of like something about how her hand position is going to be. I feel like she should be doing some kind of like witchy, spell casting-y kind of hand gestures. But something about like the attitude of her hands is going to kind of drive the like emotional sort of content of the piece. Like is it a very like funny piece? Like is she doing cute stuff? Because she's got like 4 hands. She can do all kinds of things. I'm just gonna like sketch that in now. I mean, she could be doing both. And I think, even though I may not keep these like heart hands, but I might, a lot of it is just to like kind of loosen up. Like not worry about making too many mistakes on the page, because right now and throughout the rest of the image, like things are still pretty fluid. Like this is the stage where we just place things. So I'm going to try placing these in a few different ways. So let's see, what is her face like? It's sort of, I have to remember what her face is like, because I think she has some like marking on this cheek. But I do need to check my reference to see like which, I think one of her eyes is closed, and I don't know off the top of my head. So let me see if I can find my reference window. Let's see. So there's my browser, and I just need to point my window capture over to that. So I'm going to just have to like click on a few things, and you guys can't see it yet, but I think it'll be worth it when it comes up. There we go. So that's going to the right place, and then I make it visible. Hey! Okay, so here's our 2 subjects. There's Blaidd. And I also searched GIF because I always like to put those over the title, but let's take out GIF from the search. Okay. So this looks like a pretty fun character to draw. Like, it's fun to draw knights and stuff, and wolves, and swords. So this is going to be a good time. And then let's see about Ranni. Yeah, she's this like blue witch character, and you can see up here on the right, 2 hands over on, she's got like 2 right hands here. But rest assured, there are like more hands over on this side also. Okay, so let me just erase GIF. Okay. And just get like plain pictures of her. Okay, so it looks like her right eye is closed, but kind of like glowing. So that'll be interesting to try to get across with some like light and dark rendering on the image, and maybe with color, we'll see. I assume that I'm gonna patch some things pretty dark, but hold on a second. This picture is flipped, or is it? Well, I think the majority of these, her right eye is. So I'm not going to worry about this one. This one is just an outlier. Some of these searches look a little bit adult, so I probably shouldn't scroll down too far on here. Let's see. Okay, so there she is. She has this amazing hat. What is her outfit like? She's got like a shawl with some fur on it, and then kind of some interesting patterns and like bows up here. This, let's see. This one might give me the best reference. Okay. And then this armor has lots of detail. Let's see if I can get that like a little bigger. Oh yeah, that's great. That's really helpful. Great, great, great. Okay, so let's put that away, and let's focus on the drawing that's in front of us rather than what's going on over in the browser window. Okay. Let's see. So I was doing these hard hands. I might keep these. I'm going to probably adjust these that are above her head. Okay. I'm just, I'm juggling so many windows. Let me just see, get these set up the way that I want. Not have to click around too much. Okay, we're good. Oh, Hen of the Woods Mushroom is here. the oh, and Jesper Deer is here. Yeah, great. I'm glad you came back because I wouldn't want the chatters to forget about me, but here I am. So let's see. So let's see if I can sketch this face out. So she's got like a little nose, and I think she like officially. I don't think this is a spoiler. I think in addition to being a witch, she is also a doll, which just means that's going to affect kind of how I draw her joints. Like, and this, you know, in a way, drawing like jointed doll hands is kind of easier than drawing like regular human hands. Just because of like the constructive like drawing process that I use. Like I would draw like the bulk of the hand and then like add the fingers in like sections like that. And then I just like, you know, for a normal human hand, I would have to like smooth these out. But in this case, I can make those construction shapes more apparent. Okay. So let's see. I feel like this is like a decent idea, but I want to try a couple other things before we commit to this. Although I do need to decide soon, because there's like inking to do, and hopefully a little bit of paint at the end. We'll see. Okay, so I'm just gonna like clean this up a little bit. Where's my? Oh, there it is. I tried to be conscientious and use this drafting brush, just so I'm not like smearing my hand over the paper and then the ink resists and the watercolor resists. In times when I haven't been as thoughtful about that, in a finished piece you can see like a thumbprint like underneath like a watercolor wash, just because that stays white, just because like the oils in the hand resist. So I'm trying not to do that. Let me see. Oh, Along is back. Oh, thank you for the sound alert. Yeah, we are going. So I think one thing that I think would help what I had before, and you guys can't really see what it was. I think I just want to make both figures like a little bit bigger. Like instead of being like top of head down to mid thigh, which is kind of how I was drawing them, I might make it more like kind of down to like a bust, kind of like down to mid, like down to the waist. Okay, so which means I'm just gonna make that like a lot bigger. Yeah, witch hat, one of the classic shapes, kind of like drawing a soft cone. Like I feel like whenever I draw stuff, I'm just like building stuff out of basic shapes like this. But then it's sort of like you have a cone like that, and then you like add like another one here and another one there, then like a really wide part here, and kind of smooth it out. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of you on here might draw, but and I do get kind of explainy about what I'm doing, but it is, you know, a way for me to keep talking. Even though I understand you probably know some of what I mean. Okay, so let's work on Ranni's face. Does she have... I'm just like seeing what her hair situation is like. Maybe she's like arching her fingers like that. I'm just like thinking of what kind of attitude she's getting across with her like hand body language. Which might be redundant, like hands are part of the body, so just like hand language. One or the other, I don't need to say both. Okay, so here's her hand, here's her other hand, she's kind of peeking her fingers here. Maybe like smiling. I feel like these hands are like pretty large, and I will want to like shrink those down eventually. I guess they could also just be like closer to us and larger for that reason, not because they're disproportionate. We'll see. And then let's put Blaidd up here. I'm really just drawing like a wolf face, snout, and draw some ears. We actually, right now, I feel like it's a good time for me to be drawing this like half wolf knight, because there is a small dog staying in the house that I've gotten to have eyes on for a couple days. Very cute. I don't know if I'll be able to get this dog to make like a guest appearance on stream. I'll see if I can wrangle that later, but I do need, maybe during like the goodbye segment. But I do have, what I'm saying is I do have like a good life model for this wolf knight. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm kind of making him cuter than he is, but that's fine. Like his snout is pretty long and boxy, and I'm kind of making it like smaller and like pointier. Okay. Sorry, I just had like a phone moment. Okay, here we go. So put these kind of glassy eyes in the front, and he's like, I feel like I'm gonna try to have him like looking down here towards his mistress, because I think Blaidd like works for her. I'm not like too deep into the game lore about like what the whole backstory and what everyone's relationship is, because I feel like when I'm playing a game, I usually just want to play, and so I don't have a lot of patience with like text boxes. Like I'll just jam on the cross button or like skip ahead. So I may not be the one to ask about lore mastering, even though I have really enjoyed this game. These, if you're not aware, these are both characters from the hit FromSoft adventure game Elden Ring, which is, I guess I've been thinking of it sort of as like spooky Zelda. Oh, Elk Velvet is in the chat. I gotta like, it is Blaidd, and then there's Ranni. So we're getting like two characters in one for this stream, because I couldn't decide. And then I was like, why not both? I almost wanted to draw, what is her name? Melania Blaidd of Mikola, but we've already drawn Kushana from Nausicaa on stream. Like we've already drawn like a gold-armed, red-haired, like warrior princess, and I don't want to repeat myself too much. So we kind of pivoted over to drawing these guys. Yeah, Elk, nice to see you. Let's see. So let me see what else I have to do. I was saying before how much I like this hat, but one problem I'm running into is it's kind of taking up this space where I kind of want to put Blaidd's hand holding the back of his sword. So let's just like have the hat like tilting forwards, which is cute. I wonder, you know what, since I kind of teased that in this household right now there is like a model for Blaidd, I'm just gonna like text another person in the house and see if I can swing like a guest appearance. So if this works out, you guys will get to see a cute dog on stream, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't know if they're ready to like sign release forms. Yeah, Nega Belka, the like all black Belka version. Hey Vorendor, nice to see you. Ah, yeah, it is very good to be born. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna text my person. I'm on stream right now. Could I borrow the dog to make a guest appearance? And we'll see what they say. Trying not to dox anybody by getting my phone under the drawing camera. Appearance. Here, A-N-C-E. I can spell. Okay, let's see what they say. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep drawing. Oh, good. Yeah, hopefully if I get the guest appearance, we'll go over to this window and you can like see them like at size, or at least closer to actual. But for now, we're going to stick over at the drawing cam. Yeah, thank you, Elk Velvet. Yeah, I've been off on summer break, so but I did since it is my birthday, I did want to have a way to see people. Since traveling and seeing people is still tough, and also a lot of friends are far away. But I thought this would be a good way to at least like make myself available if people want to stop by and say hey. Okay, so I feel like I got to get inking soon. I'm gonna say I should start inking by 6:30 and no later, because I do have to get out of here at 7:30. 3. Okay, I'm just like shrinking this hand down a little bit, just like shaving off some of this extra area. But you know, there's still 2 more hands, or actually 3 more hands, because I'm gonna draw this big shape is Blaidd's paw. Actually, I'm not clear on what his hand situation is like, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. Like, it would be weird if he had human hands, so I'm gonna draw kind of like fur hands with like little claws like that. Okay, and then he has like a large sword that he's like leaning over his shoulder. So I think, yeah, Elk Velvet, I might be about 25, or God, almost twice that. Let's see. I feel like this is going all right. So, well, while Blaidd is here, maybe, since they're friendly, why don't I draw like her hand coming up and doing like a little like pat under the chin, because I feel like that's 90% of what like a little dog wants. I mean, or anybody. Okay, so let's see. Let me think. Her shoulder joint is here. That's good. I don't know. I feel like something about this angle looks unnatural. Why don't I? Because if he's behind her, she'd have to do it more like that. So this is actually really useful that I can use. Like, it's nice that I'm not a VTuber. Like, I can actually just use Facecam as reference, like as I'm drawing. I'm actually like looking at my cam, so she'd be like reaching up like that, her other hand like that. Okay. Actually, what I drew is not too far off. And, you know, a lot of this arm is going to be covered by... She has like a cloak and then like billowy sleeves. Let's just... I felt like something about this being like a right-angled like L shape just looked very unaesthetic. So I'm just going to like bring this elbow in a little bit and then maybe like foreshorten that some, which means I get to like wrap these like wrinkle lines kind of like around here. Okay. Okay, all right. I think it's like coming together, but that still leaves like 1 more hand. Okay, I don't mind being like a little silly with this one. So she could be doing like the like K-pop heart hand over on the other side. Let me think. It'd be like over like that. Yeah, and so useful. Okay, let's see. Like, I don't necessarily think that drawing hands is my strong suit, and I've really given myself a challenge to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 6. You know what? Let's go for 6. I think it just like this gives like a little bit of a like an emotional reaction to like a dog. Like sometimes when you scratch them, like their leg might go up and like also scratch the air. So it's a little bit like that. Like he's just having a little reflex reaction. Let's draw like a little claws on there. And mostly, a lot of this goes off panel, or like off frame. A lot of the time what I'll do is just grab some, yeah, thank you. I can hear that dog. I haven't heard back from their manager yet. So I like to just get like a separate sheet, and then I can really make sure that I've placed these in the right way. So instead of just like assuming this arm was all right, I'm just gonna, show where the elbow would go, and then, yeah, so that checks out. And kind of ditto for this arm. Let's see, if her suprasternal notch is like right here, shoulder. Well, I'm glad I checked, because I got, I'm running into like a little drawing problem here, because what I don't want is for like this elbow, and I've kind of sketched it in like this, to like just be like skimming that line there. Like I'm trying to avoid a bad tangent. Sometimes they can be like pretty funny. Or like, I don't want this elbow like pointing right into this corner, because I feel like, I don't know, I think in this case it would like draw too much attention to the fact that this is just a 2D drawing, whereas I'm still trying to ensorcel people with the illusion of life here. Let's see. So her cloak is kind of furry, so let's just draw some fur lines. And what does she have going on here? It's like belted, and then, okay. Then I guess we can have her hair coming down. And what's the deal with her hat? Okay, there's like right around here, there's like, at the top of the brim, there's like squiggly stuff. Kind of lacy, fungus-like business. And I don't really want this hat to be going straight up, so I'm kind of trying to curl that forward. Okay, so since we put this claw up, I feel like we should continue this idea of having Blaidd like react. So I've been reading about like dog ear, oops, sorry, I should use this thing, like dog ear body language. And so to show that he's relaxed, I kind of want his ears to be falling in a neutral position, not like hard back, because that would mean a fight was happening, and not like directly up either. But he could like, trying to adjust this to give like a little bit of a smile, maybe? Okay, that's kind of cute. Okay. So yeah, I feel like pencil stage is just about done. Things are pretty much where I want them to be. I haven't gone into like a lot of detail. Like a lot of the time, I might spend. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, we have a guest. Let me just go over to this window. Come here. Online? Here we go. Can you even believe it? Look at this beautiful dog. Oh. Yeah. So this is Salem. What kind of dog is Salem? Yeah, so kind of half Schipperke, half Pomeranian. I'm just like repeating what I heard.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think a little mysterious. Yeah, I think the viewers are very happy to see this little guy, and I think is kind of helping out with this like half wolf knight that I'm drawing. So it's good to have like a live reference model whenever you're able to. It's like a real luxury. So actually, this is really helpful for what I'm trying to draw, because like in the picture, the wolf knight is getting pet, and kind of, I'm just trying to memorize this face. Okay, so I think that completes the guest appearance. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Okay, so I hope everybody enjoyed that. I think that's the first animal guest we've had on our stream. We've had a cool dog before. So this would be like another cool dog. And we've had Sophia. And now we've had Salem. Okay, so that was like a good, like, kind of rejuvenation, a good break. Very like, I was a little nervous to be on stream, but it's always like calming to pet a soft animal. Okay, so I think I'm going to start inking this. So I do like to show this slide. Inking. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put in these borders first. If I can find like ye old raptographs, and they are old. They were from like a RISD, Rhode Island School of Design, moving out day, like 15 years ago. But credit to these pens for still working. Okay, how about the fattest one? Here we go. Right now I'm just sort of like strategizing about what my ink application is going to be like. Both because I'm going to be making like black lines, but I need them to capture like all the different materials, like the fur and the metal of the armor, and like the kind of lacy parts on Ranni, but also trying to like get across character and also kind of the lighting scheme. Because I feel like I'm going to go pretty light on Ranni. Because part of her deal is she's sort of like star themed. So I think it would be thematically appropriate to have her like glowing a little bit. So I'm going to try to think about this as though like the light source is kind of like right in here. Which means I can also like put more like hatching and like shadows and like brush like ink over here to like darken this fur up. Elk Velvet says, do I have a favorite Elden Ring NPC so far? Oh, Halic Toast is here. Halic Toast says that they love an internal glow. Well, good thing, because you have one, Halic Toast. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just thinking about Elden Ring NPCs. I have been playing. Right now I'm at kind of a spot where I'm deciding whether to continue playing, because I am up to the last boss, the Elden Beast. And I think it's going to mean like lots and lots of hours and days of joyless level grinding to get past them, and I'm deciding whether it's worth it or I could just watch what the ending movie is like and say good enough. I don't know. I mean, I do like Melania Blade of Mikola. She seems cool. Although we're only newly acquainted. Let's see. Well, Elk Velvet, I'm having a little bit of a moral dilemma about the grind, just because I found this place in Mogwyn Palace where there's like a bunch of like sleeping enemies, and you can grind really easily, but it also feels I feel bad about it because they're not like fighting back. Whereas there's this other section. Oh, I just love the Halig Tree dungeon. It's like a giant tree and you like climb up these different routes. And at least there's like soldiers and they like try to fight back. And so it feels like less uh reprehensible, or like I don't want to, grind myself down as I'm grinding up my character. So anyway, here we go. Let's start applying ink. Yeah, Elk Velvet, do you have a favorite NPC? I really enjoy Radahn, or I don't know if that's how you say his name. Radahn, because I've been wearing his lion armor just because it's really cool looking. And this is kind of like the only Elden Ring brag that I am able to have, which is I did finish Radahn on my first try, which is maybe the only boss I've been able to do that, which I feel pretty good about. Oh, Velvet's like Blade. How could I have guessed? Perfect. Well, you've come to the right stream then, because I'm going to draw the F out of this fan art. Here we go. Who would have thought? Oh no. It looks like Facecam is frozen. Let me just do a little clicking here. It looks like the mic still works. So let's, and that would be like a strange frame to like leave this on. But let's try. Oh, now it's totally gone. So let me unplug that. And then I'm gonna count to like 3 and plug it back in. Okay, so now let me click through my stuff. Man, uh-oh. Well, why would that not work? There is another solution if I can't figure this out, but I'm gonna like try to poke at this for another minute. Okay, please bear with me. I'm glad the stream isn't totally frozen. Let's see, what if I do that? Okay. Not gonna look as nice. I don't know what it's even gonna look like. But I might be able to just use, here we go. Hey! So this is the camera that's like built into my laptop. So it's not gonna be as fancy as like a dedicated webcam. Let me just adjust the angle there, but I'm back. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. So we're gonna draw some more. Okay, let's get inking. And I kind of wonder, where shall I start? I feel like I tend to like to draw things that are closer to the viewer first. And so, and I also sometimes like to start with kind of looser things that have more kind of leeway. Like it's all right if yeah, she's doing like the K heart over here on the side because she's got 4 hands to work with. So she's sort of like steepling her fingers here, and then I had to like figure out like what the other hands are doing. So this one she's like scratching this wolf knight, yeah, and then K heart. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what? There we go. Oh, return to the nice camera. I feel like there's a pretty good difference in fidelity. Like it's worth hooking up this one. And I'm trying to like look my best for you guys. So let's see. Here we go. Let's just draw. I mean, another strategy is to just like, if part of it seems hard or seems like the most difficult, just go in and do that first. And then I won't be like dreading the day when I'm going to have to go in and draw this hand. So I'll just draw it now. And, and I think we kind of talked about before, because this witch is also kind of like a doll. So her, like, I can draw her hands in like sections with like, I think like ball joints. I guess I don't really know how dolls work, but I'm kind of just thinking about how like articulated like figures kind of go together. Let's see. Like I have some like anatomical like study mannequins, which I don't know how much mileage people have gotten out of those. Uh, but that's kind of like, I think right now is probably the moment when they've become the most useful to me, that I'm drawing this like section doll hand. Okay. So, what is her sleeve like? Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to like ruffle this fur like a little bit. I'm kind of debating whether I should get out my brush to brush this fur in, because right now I'm sort of just doing these like sort of like curved like sawtooth sort of inclines, which is fine. There's definitely like more than one way to draw things. I mean, a brush might be not a bad idea because it would let me like fill in more black area faster. And we've got, I think as of now, we've got about like 1 hour left. Oh. I realized one thing that I need to do. Sorry, I'm just like futzing with camera stuff, but it likes to automatically adjust the color temperature. And so since I have these like RGB lights behind me, it like keeps trying to chase that. So I'm just gonna unclick auto, set it to like one good spot, and then it's gonna be fine. I won't turn purple every other second. Oh, yeah, hey Toast, does the scritching sound come across on the mic? Where did I put my pen? Under here. Okay. But that's, I mean, I'm kind of looking at that scritch comment from Halec Toast. And a disadvantage about drawing with a brush is that it makes virtually no sound. Whereas like the scritch has a nice like ASMR kind of element to it. Let's see if I can draw the snout. I don't know, drawing a dog nose, I always just kind of like think of drawing like a mushroom slice, like you might find on a za. And then put in like some dots here. Okay. Now, am I doing like eyes open or closed? Here I kind of had them closed. Let me just like work this out on like a separate sheet, because like right now, God, I bet this like demo Blaidd is going to end up being better than the finished one. So, and he's like smiling, and there's going to be fangs. So am I drawing eyes like that, which is kind of my plan right now? Let's see. Elk Velvet says that he requests a little fang sticking. I'm a little confused by that sentence, and there's definitely going to be fangs. Or do I want to draw like glassy black eyes with like some like reflected highlights in there? Then maybe some like anime tears. I feel like this is more interesting and also kind of more fun for me to do. Okay, so decision made. We're drawing like inky black pools for eyes. Maybe some like anime tears and sparkles. Oh, fang sticking out action. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's just like add some fangs right now. And I'm gonna, since I know this tongue is back here, I'm just gonna add like a few fangs in front before I put that shape in. I feel like when we had our guest dog a few minutes ago, and I was like kind of scratching under the chin as a reference experiment, I feel like we got like a pretty toothy grin. And if I remember correctly, I don't think the eye is closed, so this is even like more accurate. Okay, so just work on this tongue. Trying to like, I mean, drawing a tongue is like very complex. Like there's a lot of like curves happening. And then it's sort of like emerging from the shadowy depths of this mouth. So it's going to be darker back here. I mean, hopefully, I'm saying it is, but we'll see how time works out. And that'll kind of define how much hatching I'm able to do. Okay. Draw some little fangs up front. Oh, you know what? I should have put these in first. It's okay. I do own whiteout, and we'll get to add that later. Yeah, how many people in the chat have been playing the game? It sounds like Jesper Deer is familiar with some of these characters, and I know Elk Velvet is, because he does great gaming streams, including Elden Ring, even though... What has it been lately? I'm going to give like Elk Velvet and Jesper little shoutouts in that order. So, exclamation point, SO, Elk Velvet. Wow. Really lovely clip there. Love those woods hikes. So yeah, go give him a follow if you enjoy that. And let's see. Shout out Jesper Deer. Does anybody else in chat stream and want a shout? Because I love to do it. Really fun. Yeah, go give Jesper a follow. Any other streamers who want to shout? Well, otherwise, we're going to have to see more drawing. Okay. Putting away my keyboard. I'm also knocking things over. It's fine. So let's see. 6:35. I've got most of an hour. But yeah, Jesper's saying that you've been a little busy to stream, but will return to paleo art. I have enjoyed those dino drawing streams. Yeah, this is... it felt like a little tough getting back on stream, because it had been a couple months since I'd been on here. And so I almost got like butterflies again, like I was like back when I was first starting to stream. But I think like now that I'm on, it feels pretty natural again. Not too sure about these hatch lines. I mean, it's possible. I might just need like more of them. And also, I've only concentrated on this like upper left portion of the drawing, and I really need to sort of like work on the whole image, and then kind of so it's not like 725 and all we've done is hatch in fur. Let me just like work out this hat. That's like a great big shape. That'll take care of a lot of the like real estate here. Okay. Has it been a good break? It's definitely been, I don't know, it's hard to talk about. Because I was kind of like taking time off of stream to concentrate on like working on more like job related drawing stuff, and a lot of that is like making samples, making pitches, courting editors, etc. So that's an ongoing thing. And for some reason I thought I could concentrate better on that if I wasn't streaming, but I feel like something about being on here is pretty sustaining, and it is something that I've missed. So it's possible that summer break might have been in error to begin with. So we'll see. Okay, so there's like a lot of a hat in. So has it been a good break? I'm trying to like ride the wave. Okay, let's see. So let's see if I can draw this this K heart. Let me just like see that again. Wait. Which way is it? It'd be like this way. Okay. I think I can get that in. 3 fingers. I'm just like counting how many fingers to draw. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if this K heart is quite coming across. No, that looks all right. Sometimes, like, I'm looking down at my paper and I can't even tell what I have, but then I kind of like look up at how it appears on camera, and it's like enough of a difference or enough distance that I can kind of like see it better. Cool. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. So let's see. I should feel like I'm just trying to pick the order of which of these to do next. Why don't I work on this like sword paw? I will say, like, even though I have to draw a lot of hands for this one, the hands in question I think are pretty forgiving. Both like drawing the like sectioned like doll hand, but also like a fur hand. Like I don't have to worry about things like, I don't know, like tendons and like wrinkles. Like, I don't know, like drawing a regular human hand can get kind of gnarly, and you can like put in too much stuff. But with like fur, I feel like a lot of shapes are going to seem acceptable. Okay, here we go. So here's the handle of his sword. I'm just gonna like draw some banding around here. Oops. Oh, you see, like I was drawing these regularly spaced, and then this is something I try to avoid. Like I knew I was getting to the edge, so I kind of like cheated it like a little bit to the left here. So that's where it should go. And I'm gonna just like add a little indication of how I want the rendering to be. I need to get in more of the line art before I can start adding more shadow and texture and stuff. But this is just kind of like a clue to myself later that Ranni just has a glow, and so the shadow is at the top there. I'm gonna kind of do the same on top of this head. Just kind of quickly work these inclines down. Oh, you know what? I remembered when I ink, I usually like to zoom the draw cam in. Like when we're working out the composition, I like to see as much as possible. But like ink lines, it's kind of like smaller movements, more detail. Let's just go 200%. I'm dragging my mouse. There we go. All right. So that'll really just like get us in. Like it's nice to get really involved with the drawing and kind of like have your face almost right up to the paper. So it feels a little bit like reproducing that. Oh, Gay Dogs here. Thank you for the birthday wishes, and R2 Shelby too. Oh, great to see lots of visitors. Yeah, we're just drawing this wolf knight and this like doll witch. Okay. And I feel like I'm just kind of gonna do like a kind of a cute heart-shaped face down here. Here, for people who are arriving and may not know these characters, I'm gonna just like open up my window capture again. So that's what Blaidd looks like. He's like a wolf knight. And then Ranni is this other witch. Let me just like drag that tab in here. So that's what she looks like. So now that everybody's caught up, I'll just put those away again. I also kind of wanted to see them again myself, just to like refresh my memory, since a lot has happened since we started the stream. Okay. So let's see. So this eye is sort of like shut. Does she have eyebrows even? Maybe not. Okay. And then let's draw like this other eye. I feel like I'm gonna make this like iris like pretty big, so we're not seeing like a lot of whites around it. Just give her like a, I don't know, a little winged eyeliner. Does she really have that? I don't, she does now. Actually, I'm gonna add, I mean this kind of eye that I'm drawing right now, it's kind of directly from an artist who's not new, but is new to me, named Bilquis Evely, who I think has done a lot of stuff for DC Comics. Like I think she drew some new like Sandman stories, which I've not read, but I have admired the artwork of. Okay, so then I think a lot of this up here is going to be in shadow, and so I don't forget, I'm even going to do this sort of like horror manga style, and just like have like this sort of hatching coming down. Ooh. That's the like peril of drawing on paper with like a sharp pen, which is like picking up pulp, and then the pulp becomes like more pen. But I feel like having these like straight lines coming down across the forehead is like very kind of old school, like Umezu and like Hino horror manga style. So this is kind of like fun for me to put in here. Okay. And I can use these to like suggest a little bit about some of the curves that are happening up here. Don't want to put too many lines on here, but that's probably good for now. Okay, so like a lot of the difficult elements are in. Like I've done 2 faces, I've drawn 3 hands, 3 hands to go. Whenever I do stuff with a time limit, I just always feel like Asuka trying to beat the Eva series, even though it's not like that at all. But like whenever I have like a series of tasks that I have to like divide by a certain number of minutes, that's kind of where my mind goes. Oh, good Shelby lore. Okay, let's see. So what's happening right now is I could be doing this on camera. I'm just like cleaning off these pens, giving them like a little swizzle in my water jar. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think when you were up here for VelvetCon, I did get to give you one of the drawings from the competition, which Mickey really like walked away with. I don't know if she would agree to a rematch, but I mean, she might just like walk all over me in that one too. But I'm game. Oh man, I gotta like adjust some of these hands because I was drawing his fingers from the top, and I have to remember that like the lower section is the longest, and then like each part gets like a little smaller, like kind of small, medium. No, wait. See, I did it vocally backwards too. And then my webcam quit once again. My God. Okay. No, it's back. Okay. So I just gotta make sure that like this top section is smaller, and then this is medium. So this line is correct. This line is not correct. Elk Velvet asks, will I be going to SPX? I believe so. I will not be tabling. I thought that I might, but I ended up writing in and withdrawing my half table. Just along the lines that it's kind of sometimes it's kind of nicer to be able to float and spend time with friends and not be stuck behind a table from like 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and some amount of time on Sunday. But I am still trying to make some stuff for it. So I don't, yeah, I will most likely be there, and I don't believe I'll be there empty-handed. So that's exciting. It's also my first. It's my first like convention since spring of 2020 for reasons you guys probably can figure out. I just haven't been able to go to one, and also for a while they weren't in person. So let's see. Let's put her thumb there, and then like a little bit of like palm. Oh, yeah, Elk Velvet, we can do some floating, and that's very kind of you to offer like a few square inches of table space. Like on a 3 by, I feel like the tables there are like 3 foot by 3 foot for half. And like a mini comic would just be 4 by 6, or in my case, like 5.5 by 8.5 at most. That's digest size for zine heads. SPX, Haluk Toast, stands for Small Press Expo, and it's in Bethesda, Maryland every September. And I've been going since like '02, my word. Yeah, Hen of the Woods Mushroom, that's Kate. We went down there when we were maybe right after college, and it was like so exciting. And then I think a few years later I started tabling. I mean, I think the last time I was there was maybe I got to share a table with Helofia. As her, I think that was around the time her recent Koyama book was launching, Sex Fantasy, which is one of the best books I've ever seen. Okay, how am I on time? I've got about 40 minutes. I'm feeling like I think my odds are all right. Okay, which of these hands is in front, do we think? The K hand's like a little bigger, and this hand's like a little bit smaller, even though they belong to the same person. I'm gonna say this one's behind. I was just deciding, does this forearm go in front of this shoulder? And I think it does. And I think I can also start drawing like her sleeve and like robe hanging down. And then let's see, she also has like a big fur cloak. So here come those like curved like sawtooth lines again. Those signify fur texture. And I'm definitely, I'll see if I have time to go back over that and add like a little bit of like Maru pen like texture on top. We'll see. Oh. Oh my god, that I need to take down that timer that says this stream contains spoilers for everything everywhere all at once. Just because back before summer break, I was drawing Jobu Tupaki, played to astounding effect by Stephanie Shu. Let me just take care of that now, even though I don't know if we're going to get all the way around all the announcements, but let me just unclick that so it doesn't come up in the next stream. Okay. Took care of that. Oh, hey, Toast, that'd be incredible if the wild ponies of Chincoteague will attend as special guests. I would love to see them just like stampeding through the show floor. Here we go. Although, I guess from their perspective, I don't know how much the Bethesda North Marriott has to offer a horse. So I feel like they would be pretty unhappy with the arrangement and would kind of vastly prefer having their own island. Here we go. I'm gonna add like, gotta be careful. I don't want to like add too many lines. I'm just drawing like a little hint of a philtrum here. And then like a little bit of a shadow under the lip. That might be enough. Like I didn't really draw a whole nose. And I'm seeing a little error. Like this nostril should be higher than this one, because it would be like curving around that side of the face. So really that should be like up here. Or should it? Maybe I'm just getting myself in trouble. I'm probably going to white out both of those and then just draw it sort of somewhere in between. Oh my god. Along says Elden Ring happens in one of the universes of Everything Everywhere, and that's why the spoiler. Okay, here we go. Just gonna white these out. If I get far enough, I'm gonna try to get this back out to draw some of this like lacy mushroom kind of looking stuff on her, which means I gotta draw fast. Okay, so this arm comes down behind the hat. I feel like since she's reaching up, it would, I feel like, make sense that her sleeve is kind of like falling down. And so then like the elbow would be exposed and I can draw like this joint here, which would not have like bumps like that, but would have like, I'm doing like, I don't know if there's any like toy enthusiasts on here, but I'm kind of using like the kind of joint that you see on like certain anime figures. I'm forgetting like the name of the maker who does those, but that's sort of what they look like. But these are like really nice because they can like articulate this way, but also like rotate, which is like true for like an arm. Okay. So get her neck under here. What does her collar look like? Okay, it's sort of like that. I don't want to do this like too loose. Like it's good to draw fast because it'll definitely like have some energy to it, but I don't want it to look like I don't care. Okay, so this would come down here. I think this part would still be like fur cloak that she has. So let's just like add some fur texture on here. Lyle, no, they're not Funko Pops. I feel like I do not own a single pop, and I don't particularly find those that fun. I don't know, something about them. They just like that particular line. Like they're all kind of stylized to have those like vacuous black eyes that I find it just like really alienating that it just like doesn't look like the character. Okay, since it looks like you're going to keep naming toy companies until I spill, I think usually in the English language market, I think they're sold as Revoltech. And then the Japanese name, which I can't pronounce, starts with a K. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna like turn this on for a second. So I think this is just like up here, the sort of like ball joint that I'm trying to talk about. Anyway, I don't want to get too distracted. Yeah. Kyoto or Kyoto? Apologies for saying that wrong, but yes, that's who I mean. They make very good joints, is the point of that whole discussion. Okay, so let's see. I want to suggest that Blaidd here is wearing armor, even though it would be sort of like on the. I suppose you would armor like the back of your hand. So, and then maybe have like a cloth sleeve, and then I'm going to add some shadow under that gap. Okay, now let's draw this paw sort of like reaching towards us as an effect of the, you know what, I'm just going to straight up add like motion lines to make sure we know that this hand is doing like a scritch maneuver. And so like what's sort of happening as a reflex is like Blaidd's other paw is raising up in the way that like a dog will sort of like lift up its leg and maybe start scratching as you're scratching it. That's what we're trying to do. I said that earlier, but I'm just trying to catch everybody up. Okay. And I feel like the way we're looking at this, we're sort of peeking in between middle and ring finger. So like these two fingers point this way, those two fingers kind of point like that way. That way is left. And I'm trying to like be conscious of like having these arcs. So like this row of knuckles are all kind of on this curved line. This row is kind of like line up like that. And ditto for the tips. Like, I mean, you can look at your own hand and the ways, kind of like imagine your, just remember your algebra and like, or calculus and trying to find like the best fit line equation for a set of graph points. Oh my god. I don't want to give people like bad flashbacks during stream. Like, I don't think people are watching here to like plot best fit lines. Here we go. Here we go. I still need to draw his thumb here. Thumb, and then that claw comes up. I can add some shadow under here. Okay. So this is kind of like the part where like a lot of the key the key features are done. Both faces, all 6 hands. 6 hands. So a lot of the stuff is like connective tissue that is left, like the rest of, I don't know, the rest of Blaidd, the sword. I should keep my ruler out to draw that. But I feel like this is sort of a trick from Tezuka, the god of manga. He's called, he's sometimes called. But like, if he's like, if you're drawing, I guess I'll just draw Astro Boy, maybe his best well-known character. But like, I feel like in A Drifting Life, we kind of like hear an account that like he'll draw, like when he's doing a character, he'll just like place the feet and hands before he draws the legs and arms, and then just like sort of like zip these in, and it's like they end up like where he wants them. I don't know. So now, I mean, I won't be able to zip these in as much, but a lot of what's left here is fur texture, and I am going to get out my brush, because I think it would make sense for the kind of drawing that I have in mind here. So let me just get that out. What do we have? Yeah, I've got like a brush here. Oh, you gotta take Blaiddka out? Blaiddka? So yeah, have a good walk with Belka, and yeah, I'm gonna hop out of here at 7:30, so I might not see you, but always wonderful, and I look forward to SPX floating time. So I usually, like these brushes, you can see there's like sort of like a white film over here that's like sizing. Like the soap that I use, like also, I think when you're done using it, you're supposed to like leave a film on there, and it helps like keep it to a point. So I'm saying that to like buy time while I'm like soaking the brush, because I just need to remove all that before I start drawing. Let me get rid of all that extra water that's now on here. Okay, I think I'm going to bring this in just on time. I don't want to take too long, because I'm hoping to get like at least a little bit of blue watercolor on here, because that's kind of her signature shade, or I don't know, signature color. So this is basically what I'm going to be doing. I feel like sometimes I'll do an example on a separate sheet, and I'm like, dang, I wish I would have drawn that on the regular drawing. But I'm just getting that sort of like motion in my hand. And these lines look pretty gray. Just as like another part of preserving the brush, like I'll always soak it in water first, and then when I dip in ink, only going like a third or halfway at most into the inkwell. The idea is just to like keep ink out of the ferrule, which would like dry up, and then the hairs fall out, and you don't have a brush anymore. So it's just like taking me a second to get this brush doing what I want it to do. Okay, that's good enough. So, yeah, I'm just gonna like start making this fur cloak, which I think is probably gonna be good that I saved brush for this and hadn't used it before, just to create like a little differentiation between like his face fur and his cloak fur. Like it'll have different marks and like signify a different surface. Here we go. I feel like I do want to just do, like to help these characters emerge, I might just do like a solid black here in the background. Even though it is still pretty watery, so it's really more of a gray. Okay. And, like, fill in some black back here. Like, I feel like being like a wolf knight can be sort of dark business, so I'm just trying to like get that across in the picture, like sort of having him like emerge out of the shadows dramatically, and also like adding shadows on this side just because it's on the opposite side of where she is. Because I remember I was at the top, I was trying to say that I wanted to sort of make it look like she was glowing, and to have like part of the picture glowing, it also means like that other parts of the picture should be dark. Here we go. Just getting a little ink in between there. Yeah, I feel like I can just like I'm trying to like follow the curvature of his wolf head, like not making these marks in just any direction, but just sort of like thinking about like the shape of this and sort of like curving these around that. Now some of this, I feel like I'm trying to get like a deep shadow back here. I don't want to run out of time, but I feel like I would want this to be more of a hatched kind of shadow underneath here. So I'm going to not do too much with that. Let's fill in some more black area. Brushes can be nice for like, oh my god, did I make like a big drawing error? I realized that I kind of made a mistake, which is somewhat serious but fixable, which is, what does this handle go to? It's supposed to go to like a great big sword, but I've already sort of like inked in this. But let me see. It looks like when that dries, it looks like it's not unsalvageable. Like if I just draw a line across here, I'm going to try to like use the brush to show where that should be. You know, all is not lost. I mean, it never is, drawing wise. But I think if I get some like whiteout and rule some lines in, that's going to be fine. But I'm glad I noticed before I ended the stream. Oh, like maybe the sword is going the other way, like he's holding the bottom part and then like the pointy part would be like out here. I like the way you think, Halic Toast. Okay, so lots of shadows. What's happening here? Yeah, this would be below her hair, above her shawl. So that's in shadow. I think like this is gonna be like, I guess I'm sort of almost like also like, I guess what do you call that? Like vignetting? Sort of like having it be kind of darker around the corners. Okay. Okay. We've got 20 minutes. I think I should get the pen back out. Just like add some dark shadow under here. Okay. I need to draw like a little bit of armor detail on the front here, which is a little tough, but I have time. So I'm gonna wash this brush out. Switch over to pen. And I really have to check out my blade armor. Okay, so there's like pretty normal looking stuff. Like there's a big kind of round like chest plate, and then it has like some raised lines that sort of converge in the middle. What would his gauntlets look like? I'm not sure. Let me see. About like that. And then there's kind of like, I'm not sure, is that sort of like a tree shape on his front? I guess that would be thematic. It almost looks a little bit like, oh wait, there's like two ladies. I'm just trying to like decode like what's in my reference, which I'll show you guys quickly. But there we go. Like right there, I think that's like two ladies together holding something, and then there's like some fancy stuff up here. So I won't be able to get all that detail in. I'm gonna try to just suggest it. And then there's sort of like a section that comes down there. And I really want to be able to erase a lot of this before I do the watercolor or some of the like Marupen hatching. Oh my god, look at what's happening here. Man, yeah, when ink is wet, it really likes to travel. But let's just fix that now. God, I forgot how fun it is to stream. Just like really, I mean, I'm not being sarcastic. Like it is like a relief. Like if I were off stream, I feel like I would be more upset than I am now. But here, no problem. Like that is like one nice thing about streaming that is a good argument for like being back on here, which is like I try to set a good example and try to describe like good art habits, but a lot of the time I'm kind of just like telling that to myself. Like I'm like, who am I talking to with that? There we go. So this is looking good. I feel like I should be able to erase some of this because I know that I drew these hands a while ago, and that's like plenty of time to dry. Like I'm trying to keep it up here in like what order I drew things in. Like I drew that a while ago. And this is always something that I really enjoy. Taking the pencil lines out, because then it sort of like really shows me what I've got. Because all this graphite can sort of like obscure the ink lines. Yeah, like now you can really see that wolfy boy. Okay. Not going to erase where I just put white out, so I can erase that. 15 minutes left. So I'm going to do, I think, a 5-minute hatching pass. And then that'll leave me between 5 and 10 minutes to watercolor, which is not a lot, but it's mostly going to be one color. And then a couple minutes to say goodbye. Okay. Yeah. Looking good. Right now I'm just going to like clean up some of these smudges. Okay, good. So also, oh, you know what? I'm going to, while I have this out, I'm just going to get out this ruler and draw the sword with it. So this would be the handguard. I don't think I've ever like used whiteout this way before, so it's kind of like a nice, you know, it's good that that happened. It's a good thing that I covered this all with ink without noticing, because now I get to do this fun technique. Okay, here we go. So this is like the top of the sword going back. And I can just like draw some parallel lines here to show like the swordiness of it. Cool. Yeah, I don't hate that. I I'm going to have this handguard go up like a little bit higher. Okay. I'm just going to skip the ruler and just hit that across. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I do want to get out the small pink pen. Because I know I definitely want to... And this could be like a very long process. I'm kind of doing the fast version. I'm just gonna hit a lot of these surfaces that are facing away. I said I wanted to get some shadows inside this mouth, so I'm doing that now. And the top of this tongue could be a little more shaded. And it's fine that I'm spending kind of more time up here, because I feel like the face is the main area that people look at in a drawing. Oh yeah, that scritching's coming across. Great. Okay. I think this underneath of her hat is a little bit shaded. Yeah, I think I'm really glad that I was able to allot time for this, because this really, I think, adds some dimension to the picture. Also, one thing that I enjoy is being able to have lots of different types of marks or types of lines on a picture. We've got these G-pen lines for the main structure, and then these kind of brushed in areas, but also lines like this can create lots of energy, because it is I am making this area darker, but they also have direction, so I can point people to other parts of the picture by using lines like this. For example, I was kind of just doing this out of habit, but I'm kind of pointing all these towards the middle, down towards Ranni, who's the kind of focal point and also light source here. Okay. Doing good. Let's add some shadow on the backs of these hands. Okay, Jesper, you gotta go. Thanks for stopping by. And then I know she has a lot more costume detail on here. I'm kind of just rapidly making these little marks to make the surface look a little lacier, or different in texture than blank paper, which it was, but also different than this mechanical doll arm, or this fur, or say this blade handle. Let's see. And a lot of this is sort of fading down towards the bottom. This would be sort of around Blaidd's. Make sure to, it has two D's at the end, but it's sort of a TH sound. Blaidd's sort of waist, but it can sort of just fade into this area, so I'm gonna add a few more lines down here. Okay, okay. Got this ruler. I just want to draw, let's see, this kind of center line of the sword going back. Oh man. Definitely hard to do ruled lines with dip pens, but we're doing it. Good, good, good. And since he's been out with this greatsword doing battle, I'm just adding a little bit of, I don't know, craquelure or battle damage onto this surface. Okay. So I think it's time to get out the watercolor, add like a little bit of blue. So let me zoom out and see what we've got, because we've been pretty tight for a while. Let's zoom out. Okay. Let me just like position that while I go get my tray of colors. I just have to remember where I put that watercolor. No, I have. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna open up this beautiful set with all these like candy-like colors. I think definitely something like right in this area is going to be perfect for Ranni. I've got about 7 minutes. Yeah, like, aren't these just gorgeous? I don't even have to like paint other surfaces. I could just look at this, like in their pre-state. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the camera with my brush. So I've got this like watercolor brush. Yeah, I'm just going to like pick up, you know, each of some of these. Start coloring this in. Well, what I should do, which I didn't do, but I will start now, is I'm going to put like more intense color on the outer edges and then leave like the kind of middle part lighter. Which I'll have, I think I'm going to try to go for like a glowing effect, and that might get us towards there. So yeah, here we go. Intense color on the outer edges and leaving the middle more open. I kind of got it. But you know what? On my webcam software, let's up the saturation so you can really see like how blue this is looking. Like I usually have the camera pretty desaturated during the ink stage, so like my personal hand that I own doesn't look like bright red on camera. But at this point, people should be looking at the colors. And okay, so I'm gonna let that kind of dry around the edges, and then I'm gonna kind of come back and do like lighter tints as we move in. Maybe I can get like a little bit, show like a little cheekbone there. Maybe suggest like a little bit of the shape of the lip. Okay, I've got like 4 minutes. I know, it's like, this watercolor set is so gorgeous. Okay, sticking to the outsides, letting the middle kind of have a glow once again. I'm saying it to remind myself, because the first time I just like splodged it right down the middle. Okay, looking good. I think, is the blue only on her body, or her hair is kind of blue and her eyes are definitely like very intense? Let's get like some like full intensity blue color and just like sort of add them into the pupil here. And like water this down sort of, that might be like too much. I'm gonna get some tissue and sort of like pull this back a little bit. That's always like convenient with watercolor. Like people, I think it has a reputation for being difficult, but there is like a little period where it's still adjustable. I don't really love my paint application here. Like I was doing lines like that, but really I should always remember to like follow the like surface that I'm describing. Okay, so now I wonder, I feel like I'm going to use, because right now, I think I just have sort of like a light wash on here. And so I'm just going to like add like a little bit to describe her hat. I think her hat mostly looks pretty white, but I think in this world, I'm going to add like a little blue tint to it. Okay, and then I think like a tough thing about this tray, like this whole row here, these are just like different blues, but like on the tray they look basically black. I'm going to pick up a couple of these other shades because I do want to like add like a little bit on her robes, but I want it to be like different enough from her skin tone. So the blue's like a little bit different on here. Okay. And I feel like I do need to address these nostrils before I get out of here. Oh, did I crash? Okay, it looked like we were done for a second, but we're still good. I feel like I have enough time to add like a little bit of a neutral warm over Blaidd here, just so he's not like blank white. But what I am going to do is on all the surfaces that are like nearest Ranni, just to show that she's sort of glowing, I'm going to add like a little bit of a faint like blue tint, like on that edge, here, like a, you know, his eyes are glossy, so that would like reflect a little bit of what he's looking at. Yeah, just hitting all these planes that are facing this direction. So a little bit there. And then sort of like down this chest. So I'm going to get like one more color to kind of make a contrast with that. And instead of like using that nice tray of like really intense colors, I'm going to get out my other kind of mixing tray that I've been using a while. And the good thing about that is it sort of builds up different combinations of colors. Like it sort of has its own history. So I've got these like nice kind of like auburn mixes. And I'm just going to pick some of these up. But I'm also going to like, I don't want to go too far from her since she's more of the focus. So I'm kind of like bringing it back to a neutral by adding some of this like Payne's Gray, and I think there's some cerulean mixed in here. I really just need some water to make sure that I have enough. Okay, so I can kind of use this and just like paint in some of this like wolf fur. And I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out because it's just like, it is gray, like it stays pretty neutral, so it's not going to grab too much attention away. But it is tipping just towards the warm side. Okay. Right. And then, so, okay, I'm just kind of going over my checklist because we're a little over time, but I'm gonna accept that since I am running the show. And so the last thing to do is to fix up Ranni's face. Just gonna add some more of this. Okay, I think that's fine. Yeah, that's good. I think that's like subtle. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do is draw these two nostrils where they should go. I've mentioned this story before, but I grew up with a book of like Chinese fables, and there was one about a painter who would always like leave. He was like too good, so he'd always leave the drawing incomplete. Because if he like finished the drawing, like he puts like the last dot in the eye of a bird, and then it like flies off the page. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the two dots of the nostrils, and that's gonna hopefully bring Ranni to life. That's gonna go like right there. Another one's gonna go right there. And we're done. Just widen that a little bit. Okay. Boom. Another stream. It's been a while. I was a little nervous about coming back on, but I think it went pretty well. But you know what? Maybe I should add like a little pink to that tongue. Okay, so the other last thing we're going to do is add a little pink to the tongue. And then I really have to go, otherwise I'm going to keep noticing things that I want to add. So let's just take some of this, add like a little bit of red. I don't want this to stand out too much. That's too much, you know, because that's going to be like the whole focus of the image. Like if the rest is sort of gray and blue, that's going to be like a magnet. Really water this down. But, you know, I just want to draw a pink tongue for the accuracy. Okay, that's good. Let's mop this up just so it's very faint. I kind of took it all up, but there we go. Little back and forth, and it's pretty much where I want. Right, I think it's time to sign the image and then sign off the stream. Thank you all for being here and helping me celebrate this birthday I'm having. I couldn't spend time with everyone in person, but this is a great way for me to see my friends and for you guys to see me. What am I looking for? I did want my white art pen, but I don't see it. Here we go. I've got some options. Like I've got this this white gel pen. So let's see if I can sign it up here in the corner. It's kind of an odd place to sign. Maybe I should do it down here. Right here. Oh, like right over here is perfect. Here we go. All right, it took a second to get flowing. And also, I think this pen is kind of like a nice test, because if you push too hard, it won't work. So you just have to like hold back a little bit. And then oh man, there we go. There we go. It just takes a little time for like the gel to flow out the nib. 22. Right. And I'm gonna get in trouble, so I have to sign off because I'm gonna keep changing things. There we go. I'm just taking out this other line that I didn't mean to make. There we go. So the piece is done. Thanks everybody for watching. I should go in and thank R2Shelby2, Hey Look Toast, I know Jesper Deer maybe took off already. Elk Velvet was here. I know Gaydog might still be around. So good to see everybody. Happy to be back on stream. I hope to do this regularly again. So let's go over to... Wait, you know what? I should look up a raid. Because while I'm on, I should like send this party over to another, I don't know, maybe another art stream? Or... I don't see any of these stream and Discord friends on. Oh wait, no, Knitted Sweater is on. Yeah, why don't we raid Knitted Sweater? So, okay, let's go over to here. So, goodbye everybody. Great to be with you again. It's been a long time, which I've already chatted about. So let me just type in the little raid message. Raid Knitted Sweater _ Okay, so here's the piece. I'll probably post this after it dries on my socials and on Discord. I'll be back in the future. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe next week. Anyway, a delight. See everyone later. And the raid is starting now.